My name is Heather Brown, and I am a former deputy district attorney here in Orange County, California. I worked in the sexual assault and the homicide unit. While there, I was a prosecutor for 24 years, and I now work as special counsel with Fight for Survivors, which is a dedicated practice group within Greenberg Gross. I knew of Patricia's organization when I was a prosecutor. And it was a great organization that came alongside survivors and victims of violent crime. And I always thought it was a wonderful organization. So our firm goes after the institution and the organization that was entrusted with the care of the child, but they're in a position of trust where their responsibility is to keep the people that are entrusted to their care safe, and they fail in some duty. At Fight for Survivors, with helping survivors that come to our firm to help them to kind of navigate both of those systems. I was a survivor of sexual abuse myself. When I was a young girl, we had a landlord. He was luring children into his basement so that he could, prey on them. And I, was one of the only girls in the neighborhood that would go down there to play games and such. And when other kids were distracted with the games and whatnot, he would actually find an excuse that I'd have to go upstairs into his house. And then once I was up there, he'd follow me up and he would sexually assault me in the living room of his house up there. That happened multiple times when I was little, and I never told anybody about my abuse until I was 18 years old. As an adult, I then kind of started processing, like, why didn't I tell anyone? I just realized I was trying to protect everybody. Perpetrators, especially of sexual abuse, that's what they do. They use the relationship as a tool to keep their victims quiet because they provide some other thing that the child's missing. So for me, I didn't have a dad. Honestly, there's no one who can help you better, I don't think, than someone who's been through it. I think Crime Survivors is incredibly important for survivors and their healing journey because it's kind of one-stop shopping. There's so many resources available there just in that one place. And Patricia, in her organization, they have like weekly and quarterly meetings where they bring together a whole group of people in the community. And, me included, I like to go to these meetings and meet other people who provide services to survivors. And so she has created an incredible network of people. So oftentimes, if you're not able to help the person yourself, but she knows a ton of people who can. And it really does take a village, I think, to keep our community safe. I know what it's like to not only have survived sexual abuse, but to come out on the other side of things. I took probably something that was one of the darkest things that happened to me in my life and used it for something good to try to help other people. And I really like to come alongside victims of crime and let them know that there is hope